Hello, Jim Howard here in Fort Worth, Texas. Today's date, it's October 5th of 2021. I guess in Washington, D.C., they had somebody parked in front of the Supreme Court, and a person didn't want to talk to him or explain anything, and I think something you don't want to hear is when somebody says, "Time for talking has stopped." And then I think they withdrew. And I guess the, negotiators moved in and they said something about a flashbang. But did they throw it in his vehicle? Can you imagine that? Let's see. Somebody had said earlier about a flashbang. Suspicious vehicle. They identify the man now, 55 years old. Okay, they're not mentioning the flashbang. Because earlier I thought, did they throw a flashbang into the guy's vehicle? Those I've never been on the receiving end of or on the throwing end either, of a flashbang or shooting a flashbang or something. But anyway. Mike Pence just said something absolutely ridiculous about January 6th. He hasn't said very much, which, he ought to become like Jimmy Carter. That's not his thing, but he just ought to be, the former vice president. He just ought to. Mike Pence showed Monday that he is willing to say almost anything to get back in. Wow. Donald Trump sent people into a net or something, bit me right there. I was outside for a little bit. It itches like crazy. Mike Pence, I guess Mike Pence has some political ambitions. That's Mike Pence. I forget, he was the governor of, I forget what state, Republican governor, and he just did the worst job of being governor in that state. Of course, the Democrats didn't like him, but even the Republicans were like, Jesus fucking Christ, what have we got here? And then, so when he was no longer the governor, it was, I guess, there was political talk, people talking, these experts and the people that, run campaigns for people and stuff like that, where it was like, this guy's career in politics is over. He needs to get a job at selling used cars or something. He has no chance at he's over, this guy's. And then Trump comes along, and Trump picks him to be his vice presidential candidate, and then Trump actually wins the presidency, and Mike Pence is, vice president of the United States, or he was, but, and then Trump tries to get him to, and Trump's, Mike Pence, I don't see anybody could do it, but, stood behind, Donald Trump, just a lackey, that would be embarrassing, that type. But he did that for 4 years, and then there at the last, Trump said, "Okay, I want you to refuse to certify the election," which that was all a formality. And Vice President Pence, refused. And I guess there's at least one book out. And I guess for the first time, Mike Pence stood up, in 4 years, the first time he said, no, I can't do that. And so then Trump sends people into the Capitol to disable or kill the Vice President of the United States. And now Mike Pence wants to get back in the good graces of Donald Trump, which I don't think he'll be able to. I have a feeling if you go against Donald Trump, he might, if it would help him some way, he might use you in some way. But I think, but so I guess Mike Pence thinks that, okay, Donald Trump maybe won't run. It looks like he's going to run, for president again. But, maybe Mike Pence knows that, former President Trump has some medical conditions, or maybe there's something, and maybe maybe Mike Pence thinks, oh, okay, they'll pick, the Republicans will turn to me. No. So I don't know why he just doesn't go start growing some peanuts or building habitats for humanity or doing something, like former President Jimmy Carter or something. Wow. Oh, wait a minute, there's more down here, I think. I'm not sure if that's the same story or not. This really, I would like to have a weather station set up. I can't do it here. This is an apartment complex. I would like to have a weather station set up. The only thing is I looked at some of the software for it, and I wasn't impressed, and I'm not sure if I would want, the software to, of course, give all the weather data for wherever I had set this up, but then I would want to be able to put in, maybe an advertisement for something, or maybe some links to something, like links to my YouTube page or something like that. And so I'd have to do a search and find. In the past, I'm sure I saw that, but now I did a little check the other day, last week or something, and the weather software was, it sucked. So, now when I see these people that die, somebody dies here at age 53, I'm 80, and I think died in the prime of their life, where before I always would have thought, they had 53 years is a good run. Now I'm 80, and I think, oh, just a youngster, This Virginia family had their 10-year-old daughter die from the COVID virus in 5 days. Her mother and father were, had all the shots. Her two older brothers, they had the shots. And then she had I think a brother that was a year younger, 9 or something. And that's how I know, I read the thing. And man, FBI raids the headquarters of the New York Police Department Sergeants Union and the home of its president. Wow. I'm a big favor of, I was in the Boilermakers Union for years. I was in United Auto Workers Union for years. I'm a big fan of unions. I'm not a big fan of that I've seen on the news. I'm going by the news that I've seen of, the police department unions, because there's just been too many cases where I've seen on the news where a police officer does something that's just obviously, criminal or wrong, and the union will stand behind the officer. And I can understand you have to be a little bit, they're your people, you know what I mean? And they're paying union dues, and that they're under attack, or whatever. It could be a school, it could be a teachers union. They're under attack too by people that hate them, hate unions, and hate teachers and schools. But I've just seen too many reports where, maybe you've seen, the video or something of something happen, and the union comes out with some ridiculous, positions. I don't expect them to come out and say, "Oh yeah, well, he's an asshole," and I don't expect that. But they come out it's embarrassing, that they. So I don't know what this FBI raids the headquarters of the New York Police Department Sergeants Union and home of its president. Might be some financial, shenanigans going on. Couples sleeping apart aren't just in I Love Lucy anymore. Bretman Rock is Playboy's first openly gay male cover star. I don't know who Bretman Rock is. I didn't know that Playboy magazine was still around, and I don't think it is. It must be a site. Okay. Playboy Powerball's 699.8 million jackpot won with one ticket in California. I think I mentioned the other day, it's very rare for me to ever buy a lottery ticket. But when the lottery really got big, there was a few times I would buy, and I would just buy one ticket because I enjoyed, like, say this one here, except this would be a brain, it'd be like, if I had a ticket for that, I'd want the ticket way ahead of time. And then that's when I was I was able to get out and walk or take the bus or something like that. And then to kill time in my brain, I would just be, okay, the jackpot, is $699 million. Okay. If I won that, I would set up a trust fund for for each one of my 4 kids in the amount of each, and then I would be, okay, my ex-wife, oh God, even though I was treated really badly, still, I'd set up something where, a small amount or a smaller amount where she would be, taken care of. But I wouldn't want too much. I wouldn't want caviar delivered every day to her or something. But then it would be more than that. I'd be thinking like, okay, well, my daughter Hillary, I couldn't have just a lump sum given to her. She would give it away to anybody who needed it. She'd be giving it she'd be rescuing cats and animals, and just, it would have to be some way. And then I'd be thinking about that. Okay, there'd have to be some trustees or whatever, and she would have to, in order to, I think our package is just being delivered. It's a cover for a wheelchair. Didn't hear anybody knock. Yep, it's delivery. Okay, I'm going to stop here and go get this item for its ex-wife needs it for, it's a seat for a wheelchair, so guess I'll end this here. Thank you for watching. I'm back. I just had a chili dog. Homemade chili dog. My son is installing the seat for the wheelchair. So let's see what else is going on here. CNN. A Florida teen makes history as her high school's first trans homecoming queen. Let's see who got kicked off the Dancing with Stars. Couples sleeping apart. Let's see. High schoolers may be more gender diverse than previously thought. Virginia School Board passes inclusive policy for transgender and gender expansive students. I don't even understand what's being said. Let's see, 4 parents of transgender boys on the challenges and the joys of raising their sons in a hostile world. The Candy Book and 5 other reads that defy outdated rules of gender. What's the topic? I mean, let's see. Unruly passenger incites rising against FAA data shows. Unruly passenger incidents rising. Okay, again. Well, stop one thing. Stop serving alcohol on aircraft. And number 2, stop serving, which would really hurt a lot of people. Stop serving alcohol at an airport. Your yard needs this giant skeleton for Halloween and it's on sale. We used Windows 11 for a week to see if it's worth upgrading for. We spent, let's see, Windows 11 review. Should we upgrade right now? Jimmy, are you there?
Yeah.
Can you close my door? I'm making a YouTube video.
Echo, what time is it?
Kidoki. Let's see. Windows 11 is finally here, bringing the biggest update we've seen to Microsoft PC software in more than half a decade. The biggest update. The biggest update. What would that biggest update? What would that biggest update be? Menu in the center of the taskbar. Rounded corners. What else? I don't know. I mean, I'm running Windows 11, and it's okay. But if you're stuck with a computer that, will not run Windows 11, and you have to keep on running Windows 10, fine, Anyway, I think these rounded corners and a few of these other things are going to end up in Windows 10 anyway, and Windows 10 is going to be around to 2025. How to get Windows 11. I'll put a link to this. Let's see. If you're ready to take the plunge right now, there are a few ways to get your hands on Windows 11 once it starts rolling out on October 5th. That's today. Most Windows 10 users are eligible to upgrade to Windows 11 for free. You can run a health check to make sure your computer is compatible and meets the requirements here. I'm going to go ahead and click on it, although I'm running Windows 11 now. Okay, check for compatibility. Be kind of strange if it said you're not compatible. Let's see. Download the PC Health Click app. Okay. Okay, it's down here. It's an MSI file. Okay, clicking on that. Oh, it's showing up over here. I'll move this over here. It says we're getting ready for the, okay. Okay, open the, okay, that's over here too. I'm going to minimize this so you don't get confused with what you're looking at. Going to drag this over here. Introducing Windows 11. Check now. Okay. Check now. This PC meets Windows 11 requirements. Great news! Windows 11 is here. Check drive specifications for apps and features that exceed minimum system requirements. Windows 10 features that aren't available in Windows 11. See all results. Device specifications. Anyway, anyway, okay, do I need to, I need to leave this here so I can use give you the, and I need to, I guess, leave this here so I can get the things and give that to you. And refocus, new ways to connect with one touch. Let's see. Okay, I guess I need this too. Okay, we were looking at CNN. What else do we need to look at today? Let's see. I guess it's time to end this. Thank you very much for watching.